And then we will play the intro clip. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Office Hours. It is good to have you here. Grady said he would come on, but he isn't on yet, FYI. So he may join us. I'm not sure. He may need a break. He's been going hard. But it's good to have you all here. It's good to have people here. Yeah, thank you for the advice of everyone who advised me to use StreamYard. I like the chat interactions a lot better. I can do things like this. That's pretty awesome. Let me know if there's any music issues, like last time. Appreciate it. Should be fine though. And I'll launch into the agenda. All right, so this week we're going to be talking about a CTG update. For those of you unfamiliar with the term, that is the combat testing grounds for DeFi kingdoms. And then after that, I want to just kind of discuss a little bit of thoughts on, what level of knowledge I think should be required to have achieve the basics of DeFi kingdoms. So defining the basics and why I think that level of knowledge is actually going to go down over time. And a lot more knowledge is required now than will be required in the future to get started. Then I'm going to go through some miscellaneous PvP updates that have been discussed elsewhere really well. I'm going to talk about my favorite topic, which is Outposts. Outposts on every chain. Really good information on that in the last AMA. And I know I take a big risk by going on Wednesdays because it's the day before the AMA, and so everyone else has had a chance to talk about stuff already. But I think I got some good thoughts to get in on Outposts. Then we're going to highlight some DFK tools that I really love. And we're going to introduce a new segment called Questions from Stycks, which I'm going to be doing weekly, right? And that's actual questions that I receive from Stycks in group chats that I'm in with him variously, or even just one-on-one, and talking about my thoughts on them because, he asks really insightful questions frequently, and that's why I'm stycksintern. And then I'll close out with just random commentary on crypto Twitter. All right. Still no sign of Grady. I assume he's just, taking care of business after that super long stream with Blockchain John. Give both of them a follow. Blockchain John said he's trying to set up a DFK community day once a month, which sounds kind of fun. I don't know what all he's thinking. Oh, but here he is. It's not Johnny Boy, but
baby. Let's go.
You're not. Oh, I don't have you muted, but I don't hear you. Oh,
you don't hear me?
Interesting. 1 second.
Oh, let's check the audio.
That's
okay, my mic is working. Everything should be good on my end. Okay, and it's actually showing that it hears me.
No, I'm good. That was on me. I fixed it.
Okay, you're good, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Intern, baby. Yes, I love this guy. You guys.
Yeah, baby. Yeah,
baby.
All right. Man. So first question. So now that you're here, obviously the agenda I just went through with all of you, that's out the window. No, I'm kidding. Not totally, but it is kind of the order is going to get mixed up a little bit. So look at my screen here, Grady.
Okay.
What I got going on over here. So I want to talk about the combat testing grounds, the basics of DFK, and some other stuff. But is there anything on here that jumps out to you as something you really want to talk about? In case you have to leave early to hit up ADFK guys.
Well, yeah, and I won't go early to theirs. I'll be late to theirs. I told them we're streaming. They might even start a little late. I'll double check that. But I was interested to hear. You said you don't think green eggs hatching are coming this week. You think it's coming next week? I want to hear more about that, baby.
Well, I don't think it's coming this week because they have this document, right? And I got it ready to go. Okay. Let's go ahead and present this screen.
Yeah, let's look, baby. Let's go.
Boom.
Okay.
So yeah, this thing is their profession level 10 pet utility checklist. As you can see, I'm always watching in the corner. And so this here, as you can see, like launch ready is this column. There is literally nothing in launch ready yet. It's all in progress. So that is the primary basis for my opinion.
What's the most recent update?
Today. They added one today, and I looked at it yesterday, right? So they're all dated here, and from top to bottom, like the top one is the earliest and the bottom is the latest. Wow. And so here today, they added the level 10 fishing and foraging and gardening FSD, which is the first step, which I Googled it because I didn't know what the acronym meant. And it's basically like the set of documents. This is an oversimplification, like a gross oversimplification, but it's the set of documents that lay out all of the like interactions that the software needs to have with the user, as I understood it from Wikipedia. But like that's like a really big, hefty first step by the sound of it. And then from there, they go build the stuff to accomplish the FSD. So that's all the other programming that they do. So that is a big step that all three of these were moved into FSD done, especially because gardening is listed as TBD. So it looks like level 10 fishing and foraging are definitely coming in the Gigapatch. Gardening is TBD. Mining is not on this list.
Right. But look at green pet eggs. Just
right.
That one. Do you think there's a chance they just start with that one?
I do think there's a chance. And so that's why I'm not 100%. That's why I said I was 99%. Because I agree with you that there is a chance. And, you know, they have with them hyping it up in the AMA this week really makes me think they're going to maybe take Ogre's advice and drop a more staggered approach. I'm not like predicting what they saying what they should do. I was just kind of reading it as they presented it. It was going to be all of it. But yeah, I agree. It could be that they mix it up and just drop something early and then have a staggered release of multiple things in multiple weeks to spread it out.
Yeah. Who knows on that? Interesting, man. I love it. Love your take. Okay. Let's talk about everything else you wanted to talk about. Go.
All right. So yeah, the first thing I wanted to talk about is the combat testing grounds. And so I actually have something that I think is really striking. It's this it's this one. So this right here on my screen, which I'm just going to make the full screen. I gotta get rid of this dude. Bada bang.
Bada bang.
Solo. There we
go.
All right. So here we have my middle archer using multi-shot on the priest blub under the combat testing ground patch before they released the gene reroll. And in the gene reroll patch notes in Discord, I'm pretty sure they included a sentence at the very end that was like miscellaneous CTG changes or something like that. And so you see here my new one, right? Oh, this is right now. So right now I have 100% hit rate on this blub. Whereas before I had a 79% hit rate. But you'll see my crit rate has also gone down though. So I had a 6% crit rate before and a 3% crit rate now. And so this, I don't have particularly good archers, just like letting you know that my archers are not insane. They're not crazy good. That one has 30 dexterity. That's it. And it has a 100% chance to hit. And if I were to actually play that video out, you'll see that most of my, like two of my heroes here, the front and the mid archer, both have like 100% hit rate on all of them. And my back one, who only has 26 dex, has a 97% hit rate. And so I think right here, what we're seeing, I gotta stupid that part. Like there's a change directly in response to the feedback we're giving. And so what I'm highlighting here that I thought was most interesting is that I don't think this change is specific to the archers. I haven't tested it yet on my priests and my knight with video on them because I don't know if I have video on them. I took a bunch of these for the Cujo contest. Shout out to Cujo. Yeah, but it seems to me that would be like a dexterity change. And it seems like they made it easier to get to a high level of dexterity, or there's another, they could have made a change on the blub's end, making them easier to hit. And no change to the hero calculation. So I don't really know what happened. I just wanted to point it out so that people in the community can start thinking about it. Because to me, it looks like they were responding to our complaints about missing all the time. But in the same time, though, they lowered the crit chance. So it's like, do we want more misses, but also more crits? or do we want fewer misses and fewer crits so that like the game's more consistent versus more kind of variable?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're just trying stuff up. So updates just pop up on their own in there.
I don't. Yeah. Well, I think that most of the time we're just going to get pretty cursory patch notes, like, "Hey, we made some changes," because that's, I think, how the early phases of these video games work, because they make so many that documenting them all would be, I guess, a significant admin task drained from your work.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think in response to this question here, I'm not sure if it's with higher decks. I think with the same decks, because I mean, it might be a little bit higher because I leveled her up, but I don't think it's 30% difference higher.
Yeah.
With the same amount of decks, I have a higher accuracy and a lower critical damage. So it seems like they either made the blubs much easier to hit, or they made my decks much more strong than it was before in the calculations.
Okay. So does this change your outlook on Dex stat at all?
So I don't know. So that's why I point out that it could be changes all on the blub side. I don't know if it should. It's just something for people to think about. Maybe, well, they didn't just make it more accurate. I do have lower critical damage, so it's less, like, I couldn't get them down as fast, I found, because I was critting less frequently than I was before.
Okay. Interesting. What's Wowee got to say about that? Oh,
I don't know. He didn't get to do Monday, so I want to hear it. I said that at OXWowee right here. That's yeah. Oh, he made it. Wow, what timing. Yo, so I would love to hear what you have to think about that, Wowee. Yeah, I think it's just interesting to know.
We know they're gonna, and I wonder what Effects would say, because, like, we know they're gonna be tweaking this stuff like crazy. So that's why we don't want to get too glued onto any one stat or any. That's been kind of my thought. Like, at the moment, it seems like, from what Wowee and Effects was saying, is that Dex is like mega big time important.
It is.
It is. But they might balance that out some.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, like, I don't think this isn't making me think Sandwich Punch is, all Dex, Dark Summon, Legend, like, awesome hero. I don't think that was a waste of time or, investment. I just think people should know, like, maybe you don't have to go as all in, but there could still be a significant advantage to doing so, given how these hero builds are coming out with, like, clear build paths designed around a stat.
And you know what I just keep doing? I just find myself, I'm still just kind of following their profession until they get up to like level 10 and 12 and 14. Then I might just focus on their top 3 stats, especially Vitality. What's your leveling strategy, baby?
So I'm in the Vitality cult of early levels. Nice. I think I agree with the math and, like, the theory behind getting those early points in Vitality has, like, a compounding significant effect across 100 levels. But then besides that, I pretty much try to giga level 1 stat as much as I can. That is what I try to do. I don't like. I could definitely min-max a hell of a lot more than I do right now. I go like 2 or 3 layers deep, whereas, like, these guys in the Dark Summoning Pits, they're going, like, recursive infinite layers deep. And I just kind of like, do I got the matching sub with the stats that line up on the stat that I want? So, like, my favorite hero is a shapeshifter ninja that's mythic, and, like, the shapeshifters and the ninjas agility is pretty dank. And but it's unstoned because, like, dude, I had no idea it was gonna even hit. I actually didn't even know at the time that I had a pair for the mutation in the subclass. I was just going for a shapeshifter and randomly got the ninja. Like, so, like, it was the luckiest summon I ever hit. But he's got pretty good agi, and I just give him, like, this anytime I get a bigger stone, I give it to him, and that usually happens now that he's leveling up slower.
I love it, man. But I find myself using stones more now.
So I think I wasn't using them because it was like my only strategy was you have to use it on every single summon, or, like, you're gonna lose out on variance because you're gonna hit the mythic on the one time you don't use a stone, right? That's just how it's gonna happen.
It's like, it's happened to me so many times. just like,
right. So,
and
but I love this dark summoning strategy though, where you like take two heroes that are like the same class or like acceptable classes, and you dark summon them with the stone, and you get the guaranteed floor on the rarity. I think that is the best use for the big stones. And like if you're just trying to make a like above average heroes compared to the average gamer, I think lesser stones might even be fine. But even just thinking about them, I think will put you leagues above what will be the average if this ever like gets to a mass adoption scale. Because like for all the really big brain people that really put a lot of time into analyzing all the nuance and details of PvP, there's million more, right? Or like thousands more people who are just like, I'm in here, I'm clicking the buttons as I see them on the screen, and like not really going into that depth of thought. So they might not realize whether a hero's stoned or not because they just might not look at it.
Yeah. And I went into the tavern last night and looked for like high level heroes for like things like duels and stuff, and just to see what the floor is at. I haven't looked in a while. Looked at Perilous Journeys, and I found all the high level heroes, man. I've got like there's heroes at like level 20, and it was so like unimpressive, the stats.
Oh, I have several of those.
Oh my gosh.
Not 20. I didn't really stand pot my heroes much. Just because like I had a feeling it would take a long time, so I was just gonna let it ride. I got a level 12 archer though that I think has like not hit 30 stats on any of them, and I'm like, you're definitely getting burned at some point just as punishment.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. I think I saw a dread. I'm double checking right now. I think I saw a Dread Knight level 20, and he didn't have a single stat over like 31. I want to say, but let me verify that.
What levels you said? Sorry.
Level 20.
Wow. That is real unlucky.
And I was like, and they're asking, of course, the moon, it's like a legendary Dread Knight. Why wouldn't they be like using crystals and stones? I don't know. Okay. So we want to sort by level. Okay. And descending. Okay. So, okay. Now the top level, and I guess I'll throw this there so you can, if you want, throw it on.
Oh, is this you? Okay.
Yeah. So right now, this level 14 ninja is the highest. Okay. And he does have a 33 dex. I mean, but I'm telling you, he's level 14.
No, yeah, like that's ridiculous.
I mean, legendary. It's not too impressive. So even like the PJs here, it's nothing too sexy. He does have a 35 agility. He's at what, level 14 PJ?
With a PJ, that's kind of nuts. Wow. Making me feel good about my heroes, Grady.
Right. And so
some of them.
Forget all this. I was like, just going to see if anything's out there on the cheap before this freaking ecosystem explodes to the moon. And look what they're asking for him too. It's like, look at this. He does have a 42 intelligence, but it's, pretty underwhelming.
Explain. Just go into that a bit more. Why is it so underwhelming?
Because my heroes, if I had a Summoner Ninja Perilous Journey rare at level 13, I can tell you we'd have not just an intelligence at 42, we'd have other stuff, we'd have the wisdom here, but we'd have almost all the other stats pushing 20. And in the 20s, we'd have multiple stats in the 20s at least. We do have agility at 32. So he's not bad. He's still good. Luck at 19. It's just like, whereas when I look at my heroes, I'm like, wow, I just thought maybe people would have some heroes out there that were a lot more like sexy. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, for all the amount of times we see them on Twitter, right? Because those are the only ones that get posted. You get that feeling that that's all there is out there. But like, I'm gonna make a bet that you could probably be pretty high, like not like the highest. I don't think you could be the highest, but like pretty high tier without doing any of the crazy summoning stuff. if you just go in with skill, and like you got to do like sufficient summoning to be competitive. I do think there's like a kind of threshold,
right?
Like, and I kind of think like legendaries and mythics are going to be maybe like where the threshold cuts off for that. If you're good enough, you can work with like a legendary or two in your team, and then like a mythic that's really beefy, right? I do think crafting is going to play a big part in like catching heroes up on specific stats where like they have just one poorly leveled one, and we'll see unique advantages there, I think.
Yeah.
With how the like what other buffs the crafting gives, like in addition to stats, the items that you craft, I mean.
Yeah, right. So crafting just opens up a whole new world here. But I totally agree with you as far as like you're going to want to probably focus whatever the hero's best at and just roll with that. Like if they're good at crafting, you just send them crafting. If they're good at questing, you just focus on that. If they're PvP guys, you focus on that as we get more alpha. But so
Grady, I have a question for you. This ties into one of my agenda themes, which was DFK basics. So what do you think is like what is your opinion on the minimum viable PvP hero that you're going for as like a top tier player?
I think you're going to have those just a few like pro PvP heroes out there is my thought, because there's just going to be such a big advantage when we get the mythic Dread Knights with transcendent or exalted abilities. So,
So I have a follow up to this. What do you think is the minimum like threshold to be thinking about if you're trying to summon a hero? Like, say you're trying to summon, you're a new player, you get a pair of Gen 1 10 of 10s, and you're trying to pick out which ones to get. How do you make that choice? And like, what's the minimum you're looking for like good heroes that you would be excited about starting the game?
Right. So it's like I'm going to want mythics well leveled with stones and crystals that have multiple exalted abilities. And so when you're matching, obviously people will be able to make do and kick ass.
That is the minimum, people.
Yeah, like that's not the minimum. I mean, I'm just saying if I wanted to be one of the top 10 DeFi Kingdoms professionals in the world at playing the game, that's probably, you're going to need this perfect combo to be like, you see these big competitions, esport level competitions. Now, of course, you're going to have guys like WoWE that kick ass in this game. But when we're talking apples to apples, you're up against some other pro. There's going to be people out there with these monsters, mega monster heroes. Okay. Mythic, multiple, exalted ability heroes, and that are well leveled, stam potted, and all this and that. And when it's apples to apples in skill of the game, it's going to be hard to compete on that level. Now, will a guy like a WoWE or whoever, I'll even say me, because it's like I've kind of like thrown in the towel when it comes into trying to get those, because you either have to like take the approach and go all in and go nuts and like dark summon 1,000 heroes, or
which I don't do, for the record.
Yeah. And so I see myself maybe doing occasional dark summoning. That's why I'm starting to stone again, because I'm just kind of like, man, maybe I'm going to have all these pets and heroes. I'm just going to try to have a first mover advantage of heroes. And then maybe eventually, maybe I might try to buy or trade like a Gen 0 for just an OP hero here and there that I can use for the super high level gameplay, and maybe still do a few summons and a few dark summons, but kind of probably take that approach more and just have my army of heroes doing their thing and try and get them leveled up as fast as possible using all the power-ups, the pets, and all the stuff. And that way I'll have at least a first mover advantage. I might not be top 10 in the world, or top 20 or whatever, but top 50. And
yeah, I think top 50 is good. I like top 50.
Yeah.
I'd be crazy if I'm like thinking I'd hopefully be in the top 100, right? One day.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
That's how
right now I could probably pull that off.
That's how it was with Dayton Arena. I feel the same once you get in the top, and maybe even in the top 20, top 30, like once you get in that realm, you're kind of like viewed as a pro. And I've got heroes that some jacked mofo heroes that I'll just roll with, but I'll be at a disadvantage because I'm not doing the be easy freaking all these monsters, these cool out there with his multiple elite, like, and too honest, baby, ALP. He just did one with what, three elite abilities, baby.
Yeah, no, that one is nuts. I saw that summon. I went back and watched it. I just missed it on the live stream, and like wild.
It's so fun, man. But I do have plenty of heroes that aren't stoned, so I will probably do a little bit dabble, and maybe, who knows, sometimes I'll catch onto something and I figure something out, and it's like, oof, and it's like I'm like blazing a trail in some strategy, and I'll just go ape on it. And once we make millions of dollars from all this jewel, when jewel pumps up to $100, baby, I might be a little more liberal in that again. I used to just ape in and summon like a madman in there, and I probably would if I wasn't a little tighter on the funds. so
Can't blame.
I'm probably going to kind of take more of an approach of like, whoa, maybe there's some sneaky combinations of heroes that I'll get with WoWE. We'll get in here, look at my wallets, and find some awesome combos of heroes in 6 months, or something. And I'll just probably kind of roll with what I got. I got a pretty damn good army, but it's still not like when you look at duels, which is ending tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Look at my duels. Okay, I hit number 1 for a hot minute and on the leaderboard. Okay. So look at this.
Did?
I did. I hit first
number
place.
1. You beat you were at which one? Duel solo, squad, or war? Okay.
And so we got okay, it's funny because doesn't it end tonight? I think
it does. Yeah. It ends tonight at like
so we got the Berserker, Seer, Shapeshifter, Spellbow, Legionnaire, Scholar, and Bard, which nobody has level 10s of even. So I'm not touching any of those. That's actually kind of an advantage for me. So I'm sure I've fallen down the leaderboard here. Up, come on, load APIs, be killing me. MetaMask, be killing me. Okay, do you duel at all?
So I do a lot of duels, yeah.
Okay, where are you on that leaderboard?
I've been always kind of just nipping at its heels. I got to 24th on the leaderboard at one point, and I was there for like a day and a half, but like in and out of it, and then I never made it back in.
Okay.
Yeah, just behind it. Like I was like 10, like not I was less than 100 points behind the person in 24th multiple times. I just couldn't get back in.
Yeah. So what time exactly does this end? Do we know?
I think it's 11:59 Eastern. Like 11:59, 59, like
dang, that's 10:59. That means we got an hour and a half.
Ooh, right. Yeah, that sounds right to me.
An hour and a half. So here's my strategy is to kind of wait sometimes, because once you hit first place, I'm going up against King Baka every time. I'm going up against, and then I've used up my heroes.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I let them kind of run ahead a little bit and then I ape in, okay, this alpha guy, that it's so like literally in 1 second, we could all of a sudden have somebody way down here, metas might just take this big leap all the way to second place.
Right, because they got a fat win streak going.
You got to time it right. But yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So when you start to duel at the beginning right now, I'm not going to start off with my top dog here, this monster thief. This is my top hero. Okay. Perilous Journey. Look at this guy with 58 luck and 41 agility. He only has 20 decks. That's always killing me. Okay. So, this actually, surprisingly, this level 15 just hasn't leveled well. Okay. And so I'm going to put in the guys. He's still good though, obviously. Like,
right.
Not too sexy. 35 luck, 31 agility, 24 dex, 24 vitality, 23 strength. And then, it's pretty good still. But then also this monster thief, archer. And so he's 48 dex. His lowest stat is 20 on strength. So he's a monster. And then, this ninja, So, and then I've got a monster mythic perilous journey wizard, and then some other good perilous journey guys. A lot of these guys are sneaky, good. It's a pretty decent summoner. And so I want to start with my guys that aren't my top dogs, but only do my best heroes. But start with the least of my best heroes and end with a bang, baby. And hope
I like it.
In that top 5.
I like it. I like that a lot. I think that's well thought out.
Because also when you're like in top 3 place, okay, if you win, you get like 5 points, 13 points. But if right now, if I go, I'm only on the leaderboard, I'm only at 13,482. So
yeah, you're not hitting that 25,000 for 6,000. What is it for the top highest one?
Did somebody know the top?
No one hit it. No, I just want I just remember trying to remember what it was.
Maybe it's like threshold. 26 or 28,000. So we got King Baka. So because he's this so much further ahead of me on the total points, because of that, if I beat him, I get like 38 points.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Instead of like 13. And if I lose to him, I only lose like, 10 points.
So you kind of maintain your position, and then you incur less risk with more gain because you can go against him when he's higher level.
That's right.
Interesting. Okay.
Right. And because there's not really a hero that anybody's going to use right now in the top, you just kind of want to look for your top dog heroes, but not start with your very best, Yeah. I look at these, right? That guy, this monk is not very sexy, but he's kind of
monks kind of have an inherent disadvantage in like the percentage game because especially the way I think about it, because I think about just like pretty much the most important thing for me for a hero so far until we've gotten the class codexes has been its highest stat. I always wanted that one because I knew there was no like set of facts where they could make a game that used these cards without using the highest stat on the card, right? But that's what makes monks so difficult, because it's like 60, 60, 60. Like they have a bunch that are in the middle, and it's just it made my strategy a lot harder. Sorry for that tangent.
Great tangent. And also, I'm a little more careful on heroes with lots of strength, because unless you're like mega jacked on strength, you're going to be going up against King Baka's Dread Knights and Dark Knights, Mythics, Psycho guys, and my 36 strength or my 39 strength even warrior that I just looked at won't be all that sexy. Versus, I notice a lot of my heroes are good at luck or dex or agility.
What any of those pirates good at luck? Huh? Lucky pirates are my favorite build.
Yes. Or like if you've got a decently balanced like summoner here, this summoner is at 49 intelligence. Now he didn't level great on his other stuff, but I mean, not really that great at all, but okay. But I can take on a King Baka with his monster Dread Knight, because that Dread Knight's not going to have 46 intelligence. And so I've got a decent chance of winning in that, versus if I pick this warrior who's a pretty good hero. Where'd he go? Who's got 39 strength, perilous journey. Yeah, 39 strength. I might actually opt out and go with the 34 dex. Okay. So that maybe I got a chance to beat his Dread Knight on dex.
So how much weight do you give to the bonus hero classes when you're sending out your duels?
I try to line all that up.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a big difference. Right. I've seen a lot of them swung, especially by the difference in that.
These higher levels, you start scoring 100 points. And so that percentage gets bigger. Okay. So,
Okay. Yep.
But right now, all we got is the Berserker, Seer, Shapeshifter, Spellbow, Legionnaire, Scholar.
Oh, right. Yeah. No. Yeah. I got you earlier when you mentioned that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
nothing good in there.
Nobody's going to be even trying with that. I'll take those guys on all day because they're probably not even level 10 yet. Most of them. So maybe a Berserker or a Seer. You got some level 10s and 12s there. I've got a pretty good Seer that I had stamp-potted. Unless you've stamp-potted your guy way up. Then you got a huge advantage right now, baby. Ooh.
Right, because you're level 20, right? It's just, how many stand pots is that? Like 1 million?
It's
At
like
the current XP?
4,000, and we did the math. Like 4,000 to get from level 1 to level 20, I think was like pushing 5,000 stamina pots.
Whew.
Right?
That's actually less than I thought it would be, but like,
yeah,
still like a lot.
Me too. So, which equates to 5,000 times 10. That's 50,000 tiers.
Oof.
Huh.
So I've been holding my stamina pots because I think like the level of XP difference is going to be huge between these quests and the next ones. And I think if I'm going to use stam pots, I want to use them when I'm getting that bigger XP per quest, and I just like have been hoarding them.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be like this. I don't know. I don't think it'll really, it might be a catch up mechanic just to help a lot of people get back in.
Yeah. Stam pot when you got pets, man, and all these power-ups. We're going to have, I think, pet power-ups. We already got the XP power-up. We got the other, you regain stamina faster power-up. You combine all these power-ups, and it's going to make a pretty significant difference, I think.
Yeah. So I just want to go back really quick because before I'm going to forget it if we keep going, because you just had so many good things to say. I had to let you keep going. But I think I want to bring up Maddie said something in the chat earlier. I can't find it now, but like I think the minimum for putting your thought into it at the very beginning is you want to look like rares, like Maddie said, and go for a matching class or subclass, or if you're trying to mutate, like maybe pick up a pair of 5 of 5 advanced classes that can mutate and go for like that exalted mutation if you want to do that and play the summoning mutation game but not go all crazy with it. I think starting with advanced 5 of 5s is a really good way to go and get into this game and have heroes that will like at least be decently usable, especially if you pick up rares, which will add to your upfront cost, right? But I think it'll be worth it long term.
Yeah, that way you don't, it's not going to take you so much time to start. Yeah, start because you can get those at prices too.
Right, because like when I first started summoning, I think I would have not done well if I had been trying to think about all the advanced genetics and like the traits. I had no idea the traits existed, and I just kind of went for the class subclass mutations. And I think class subclass is the, if we're gonna lay like a base level knowledge that someone should know, I think that is the thing you want to look at. Read these class codexes that are coming out from the game, and like see if these abilities sound fun to you from playing other games you've played before. Talk to your friends about it, about what abilities they'd like to use, and figure out what you want. Get a set of heroes with abilities that you'd like, and then a possibility for a mutation that if you can, and go from there. I think that's a good way to start.
I freaking love it, baby. Yeah, man. I love all the strategies. Yeah, so that's just what I do. It was interesting to hear Guy Kid last week when you're on with him talking about his thief strategy. I
really like that
profitability, but it's still, isn't that interesting? Why is a thief like Gen 1 10 out of 10 the highest valued? And why is that?
Well, I understood it that he was trying to use them to really optimize for a single stat. I'm blanking now on the exact specifics, but it was just optimizing for getting this building piece for other people.
Like recessive 1 thieves. He's trying to get pure recessive 1 thieves, and also
because it makes it a better building piece because it has those recessive ones. And so the people I know, Mythic Squad, they are deep on the recessives. And like trying to line it up because it increases the percent of hitting by like what sounds like a little bit, but is in feeling and effect very large.
Right, because when you hit that and you've got a 10 out of 10 Gen 1 pure thief with advanced abilities, okay, that's like a gold mine if you want to go that route and start with your basic heroes and try to summon up the tree. That's a gold mine, man, to hit those. So because then it's cheap to summon those Gen 1 10 out of 10s. You could take that route, and I do think that's big brains. So I do have a Gen 0 pair that's a pure pirate with a pure thief. It's like a waste. It's killing me. But for all 4 of the abilities mutate.
Oh,
And sometimes I find that they match. You know, I mean, you get the pure. So the recessive one will pass down. So you'll get a pirate, or a thief, thief on some of those. Okay, go.
No, you're good. You can't keep going. I'm just putting up eye candy. This is eye candy, baby.
Yeah. I'm in here doing.
I had you on your screen for so long. I realized I wanted to take you off, and then I was just going to this when you're done. But now I'm in. So yeah, I wanted to also hype up some builders this week, and one of them is Fight Club, which they are doing this thing that I think is awesome, and I am really excited to participate in it. It's duels off season. I want to get my heroes in here and figure out how Fight Club works. I've done it a few times, but when I say figure out how it works, I mean there is a meta to this game that is not simple. I mean, it's not very complicated, but it's not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like overly simple to the point of being boring. It's not that. It's not that kind of simple. It is like perfect level of engagement and strategy thinking, and I really enjoy it. The only reason I don't play it more is because I've been, spending too much time trying to brown nose Grady on Twitter. So I really just got to get into Fight Club some more, and I'm excited that they're doing this event because this is a catalyst for people like me, and I think people like listeners to this stream to get involved. And then shouts out also to the ADFK crowd and to the Bogside Chats crowd. They're always promoting Fight Club, and also to Skiller for putting together this awesome graphic for them. He did a good job. I'm really impressed by it. Skiller does great work.
I love it. So Fight Club is one that I've been sleeping on for over a month. I love Fight Club. I think no brainer. We need to be doing Fight Club. It's really fun. It's more fun than duels, but even duels is fun. When you get all this little strategy tricks going, and you're on the leaderboard and this and that, it makes it really fun. But Fight Club is for real fun, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So it's like, let's go. Now that duels is shutting down for a couple weeks.
Yep. And that's what Fight Club's coming in to fill now. And so I think that's a great call.
Yeah, we need to be supporting these guys, these third-party devs doing stuff like that, because it's a phenomenal game. It's fun. Yeah. It's like esport level even.
Yeah.
And
I think it's really good. I really like how the interrupt and mana reach, like not mana, I don't remember the word they use for it, but like the meter, that was it. Meter recharge effect works. I think the aspect of the game of predicting what your opponent is going to do and with like which of their heroes, that is to me the most fun and interesting aspect of the game, because it is like you get such a big reward when you stop one of their attacks and make it so you can do one of your more powerful attacks, and also give yourself a wider variety of options for attacks, making it harder for them to guess and interrupt you back. So it's just really fun. You kind of get that one like gut check, and it can turn the game.
I love it, dude. So I wish the Adventures in DeFi Kingdoms podcast wasn't going right now. But they're doing my giveaway of whoever did the best impersonation.
You gotta go join that.
How long do you plan on going? Because I can come back.
Well, I was just gonna go for as long as I went, because my wife actually went out of town today, so it's just kind of like free reign. But yeah, if you drop out, I have some like.
I don't think you realize how freaking awesome you are and how much the community respects you and thinks you're not only hilarious and crazy, but big brains, dude. Like, you have so much potential. I shouldn't even be having to tell you this. I don't think I do, but I think your YouTube is going to get a lot of traction here, man.
Well, I just want to entertain, and I really want to focus on, information for new players, because I think we're really blessed in this community to have a bunch of high-level, deep thinkers that are making content for other people on how to do the most advanced summonings. You know how long it would have taken a really long time for people to figure out how to use dark summoning if it weren't for people like, Be Easy, Ben Friend, and many, many others just dropping these degen dark summons to figure it out and put the odds together and just see combinations hit and then have like that aha moment that, oh, this is how you do it.
That moment.
And so we have so much of that like I just think we need, I want to come in and kind of fill like the bottom part where I introduce new people to like which aspect of the game they like the most and set kind of like the minimum for like fun, which is hard to do for now. And one of my main points on that like issue is you need to know more about DFK right now to be excited and play the game than you will once the combat aspects come out, because it'll like set a minimum knowledge level of just like, look, you need to come in here and like they have to release it with like a way to do an easy get started or an optional free to play version of some kind, just something to get people's foot in the door. It's the most like important sales technique ever. Once the guy knocks on your door and he gets his foot inside, you're not getting him out until he makes a sale, right? So you just got to get that foot in the door and get people to start playing, and then they'll come in and learn the combat system, and that will be the minimum viable like player knowledge, in my opinion. Right now, you need to know how to build for that eventual system that we're speculating about, and that's why the minimum knowledge now sounds like a lot more. And all of everything we're doing now will be relevant. It's just it'll have an application once the game is out, and that'll be more intuitive to a lot more people.
Right, and we're gonna have our work cut out, for us to help onboard these new people coming in the game, baby. All of us, though, we got such a strong base here of streamers. That's going to be so fun. Just imagine when thousands of people start pouring into this game, baby, starting this summer, baby. Let's go. Ooh,
baby. Yeah, baby.
Baby. Okay, so here's my advice to you. Keep streaming like a crazy fool. I'm going to for sure listen after it ends. But if you're still going, I'm going to pop back in at the end, baby.
Yeah. I will, I'll keep going. I have a bunch of topics to talk about. I'll finish out whatever we didn't cover. And if you make it back before I do that, then you're going to hop in right where we're at.
I love it, man. Love you. Keep up the good work. I want to connect with you more for real.
No, yeah, absolutely. We're going to see each other soon. 3XP. Maybe. Quick shout out to 3XP.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know if you're for sure, but yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going. I think.
I'm pressuring you.
I love
you.
Great
pressure.
Yes. We're going to spoon in California. I love you, baby.
Ooh, you all heard it here, folks. Grady and I are going to spoon. Now, the real question is, and I want a money, kind of bet line established for this. Who will be the big spoon and who will be the little spoon? That is the question I have for stream. I need someone to make a DeFi app specific for this market. It needs to happen now. Anyway, that was fun. I like Crypto Grady, man. That was awesome. I did, in fact, throw the agenda kind of out the window, but I know the observant among you saw that I was trying to work it in. So yeah, I got the combat testing ground covered. I think I got my spiel in pretty well on the path to onboarding part. I just wanted to mention there was some pretty good. There's a workhorse blog out this week that everyone should read. I think it's really fun. My favorite thing in it is the way the taunt mechanic is slated to work. So you can I think it's going to be a really effective use against channeled abilities. So taunt now, it'll make the targeted hero kind of have a debuff on them that forces that hero to attack the taunter, if you will. And what I thought was really cool about it and unique was that you can, or at least unique to as far as games I've played, is if someone is channeling on another one of your heroes, you can taunt them onto attacking you. And what if they're channeling a heal onto one of their friends and you taunt them to instead use that heal on you? I think that's kind of just wonky if it could work like that. And I would love to be able to play with it where you could have a threat of something like that against any channeled healer. Because there might be a better use of it in a situation where you're using it to redirect damage away from one of your own damage dealers. But if you're behind and your tank is kind of beaten down, that could be a really interesting recovery mechanic. You're kind of getting a 2-point turnaround by taking a heal that was meant for one of their teammates and making it used on yourself. So I just really like that aspect of it, the taunt mechanic. There's a bunch of other stuff. Retaliate mechanic, Legionnaire came out this week or last week. Last week, and this week was the post from Workhorse, right? Yeah. But definitely go watch OX Wowie's stream on the Legionnaire. and the Mythic Squad's attempt to guess what WoWe graded each one. That's all I have really on the PvP miscellaneous stuff. I'm really excited about Outposts, guys. Outposts on every chain. I've posted the meme a few times. It's the alien guy with the bloater head. Outposts. And I think the way that they addressed it in the last AMA was really nice. I really like how they are envisioning these things working and how they've modified that vision since its initial inception a long, long time ago. They're trying to make basically a DeFi app, right? An order book kind of style system, or like the eBay DEX is kind of what I conceptualize it at. One of them may have said it during the AMA, but I don't want to put words in the team's mouth there in case I wrote that note. But yeah, the reason this is really, really cool is because they are approaching the Outpost idea and concept from the stance of how do we be positive when we go to this other chain? How do we go to that other chain in a way that builds upon what's there and adds value to that ecosystem? And that is kind of the line of thinking that I got when I think it was Dreamer mentioned that that like a lot of these chains that or it's an app that doesn't exist on a lot of chains out there, and there's a need for it in a lot of markets, and kind of hinted that other tokens could be traded on them too. I think that is a really good approach and a really good way to foster positive relationships with like all of the different chains you're deploying on, instead of fostering a relationship that they view you as extracting value from their chain or giving favoritism to one or the other. This is kind of just like, hey, we're building this thing that's good for the ecosystem and we want to put it on your chain too. And everyone generally likes that in DeFi. Everyone gets excited about stuff like that. So yeah, I really thought that was a good approach and a good way to modify what was originally just like a glorified landing page, right? With a link to Synapse for the bridge. Yeah, and another thing is people talking and using the tool on other chains just because it is useful. If it does actually, fill a need as they are hoping it will, that would generate just a lot of positive sentiment in the broader market, I think, towards like the DFK brand, if you will. If there's this thing out there that is, hey, I use this DeFi app and I want to do this, then they get sent to DFK's app, right? That makes them more likely to interact with other DFK content they see out there on Twitter or YouTube, listen to streams like Grady's and Bogside Chats and ALP, and jump in and learn more about the game because it's like positive brand recognition out there. So I just think that aspect is really good from a lot of different fronts. Let me catch up here with y'all in chat. Nothing. It doesn't quite click for me. I was talking about this. Well, good. I'm glad I helped someone with it. Cool. Spoon token to the moon. I like that a lot. I like this a lot. This might just have to get framed. I'll be the spork, says Sergeant Filthy McNasty. Just a couple of big spoons facing each other. Now that is creative, but I always fix that when I see it in my drawers because it adds unnecessary space inefficiencies. Imagine it's like trade shib for bloaters at a random outpost. Matty Pass right here with the, like, does this look like a bot wrote it or not? I guess not, because ChatGPT would write kind of better than this, right? I'm sorry, Matty. I'm kidding. Imagine it's like shib trade shib for bloaters. Ooh, that would be fun. I like this idea from iOS code. Yeah, so I don't know. Give me your thoughts on the Outpost. Tell me if I should keep posting that meme or if I should make it better. I'm always open to improving memes because that just makes more meme content. So yeah, critical feedback always appreciated. One thing that I probably should have touched on while Grady was here, but he's not here now, is this thing. So he was talking yesterday and talking about it earlier today, is this guy Zan, who runs a kind of extraterritorial is the word I was going for. That doesn't really work. It's like, it's not affiliated with any one game, but it's a guild. and Zan is really focused on developing sponsorship programs. And I don't know. He has no plans at all for doing anything for DFK. And then when Grady pressed him on that, I think the like blood kind of drained out of the guy's face. So I wouldn't expect anything, and I don't think they're keeping any secrets. He looked like he was like so stressed and overworked with what he's already doing. But it's cool that they maintain this guild, and they have a section here. I'll go full screen on my presentation. They have a section here. If you start up in the roles, click the blue diamond for DeFi Kingdoms, bada bang, and then go into live chat. You can just see what's going on. And I actually was really intrigued because this guy Zan said something on Grady's stream. I don't remember what his exact words were, but it was like he was talking about how overworked he was, trying to do his own thing, and he got helper, DFK helper, and like it just made him like able to do so much more in DFK. And he said that on the stream, and then I actually saw him talking about it. Right here it is. He was actually talking about it in his own Discord here. Like if I got mythic, I might have to correct him on that. He would congratulate helper. So I think I really want to highlight DFKH. It's been a really good tool for me and allowed me to enjoy the game a lot more. And I think really it's kind of I think it's beneficial for the entire community, right? If it were to be more accessible to more people. I think there should be a way to kind of make that happen. And I don't know what it is. I would love to hear other people talk about it, but I just think it makes managing my heroes so easy, right? And I was able to I've summoned like 4 times as many heroes since I got it than before I did. I like look at DFK every single day, and it shows that it makes life easier for people outside of like our normal enclave of DFK people, right? Not that Zan's different or bad. It's just like he's someone coming in that is letting us know about this stuff in his guild, and he's been really interested in helper. I think it's a good way to kind of bring people in by making what is an overwhelming system for some very easy. So yeah, highlighting Fight Club and highlighting helper. Those are my 2 highlights for today. And really, really should go back to that Fight Club thing too, because leaderboards for boosted raffle ticket prizes. I've heard some people around here like leaderboards. I'm not sure, but I really think everyone should go check it out and try to learn this game. Like I said, the only thing that really holds me back is my understanding of the interrupt meta. Because other people play more and they just know what I'm going to do because I'm a noob. Gotta just go get beat up though. It's kind of the the rite of passage for learning a new game in a way. All right, so I do want to do a fun new segment here, which is gonna require me to do this and then bring that back in a bit. But yeah, so this week I'm starting questions from Stycks. As you all may be familiar with Stycks, he's my boss, and he's the guy who employs a bloater. And when Grady comes back here, I'm going to remind him heavily that Stycks is Stycks. I am stycksintern. You could go with the SI nomenclature if you're like really feeling lawyerly and Matty Peskish. But yeah, stycksintern. If you just kind of get a flow to it, it doesn't sound too bad. You just say it all at once, or you can call me intern. Stycks has been kind of on me about this one, and that's the first question from Stycks that I should have addressed with Grady. But anyway, so one thing Stycks asked me this week was green egg. Should I sell or not? And I told him this was before or around the time of Brown Gent's post last week about it, and I. Just seeing the overvaluation of the green eggs versus all the other ones, I thought it would make sense to sell them because it seems like, gardening is widely considered to be the least exciting of the profession. So, I mean, I think right now there's hype for the green eggs, which is probably deserved and probably correct because maybe there have been fewer gardeners and maybe gardening will become more exciting. But I think we'd probably see a lull, right? And it has gone down since I said that. So I don't know what it is right now, but at the time, green eggs I thought was a definite Jim Cramer style sell. And his next question this week was, will travel at hero location be too difficult to manage with hundreds of heroes? And I think, yes, probably. But my response to this was not that, it's actually going to be a bad thing. I think what it's going to do is force specialization, like I talked about last week, into what heroes do what. And like maybe you have your specialized crafter who is the woodworker woodworker. And they go hang out at, Mythic Squad's lumber yard where they're out there working like an Age of Empires, commoner, just gathering wood all day, making stuff for people that come by to the Mythic Squad shop. And you don't really have to manage that one. And the one you're going to have the most active management and travel going on for is going to be your primary PvE team, the primary team set of heroes that you use to engage with the PvE environment. And yes, that may change over time. And I think whenever you have to make changes out, that's when it's going to have the most potential annoyance on players with lots of heroes, because they're going to have to check all the different places where they park their different specialist crafters or gatherers who are, specializing in a quest that's only in a certain area, and stuff like that. So it'll be just set and forget for most of it. And then for your main PvE hero, you're probably going to go wandering around and be really annoyed only when you have to catch someone up to the wandering around group because you got a new great hero that needs to join the squad. All right, so I am going to interrupt questions from Stycks for a question from a potato. Zabu says he has a question for Stycks, which I assume he means the actual Stycks. Well said. One of the reasons why I'm highlighting this is because accurate use of Stycks. And, I can tell you why he's selling all of these profession quests. And it's because he has a shload of better ones because he's a degen summoner. He's one of he's just a degen, and he's hatched so many, not as much as Mosh or the Beef, but a lot, and he's got a really high mythic rate, and so that's why he's yeeting those ones out. He's just I have more pets than I need for heroes, and why list more foragers? Well, I'll tell you, I think he has a plan for the foraging pets, and it involves Swift Thistle. So that one, I'm guessing. He hasn't talked to me about that one. But yeah. So that's my answer to Zabu. Oh, yes. I would love to do this in the future. That would be fun. With special guest Stycks, make him answer his own question. That would actually be primo when questions from a potato. You just had it. You just had it. And yeah, Beef. Love that new PFP. What's that say? I don't even know what it says. But I got to hide you again. All right. The next question is, will we eventually run out of Jewel? And so this is a question that Stycks was asking in relation to Jewel being deflationary. Now that there is no more issuance and we are burning Jewel with transactions on DFK chain. And, I do think it is a somewhat valid concern, but I think it's a concern that can be responded to over time as if it becomes an issue, as it becomes an issue. And I think maybe one day the team will have to implement something sort of like the merge, where there's an issuance that's supposed to be offset by the burn, but it keeps the supply from going to zero from the burn. At least that's the plan. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, 1 second. That was awful. I'm glad you didn't hear that. Bug in my throat, literally. Just crawled out. It's terrible. Anyway, and so they might need to implement a system where there is some issuance that is less than the amount that's burned, and I don't know how they make that happen. It seems like it was a pretty astonishing feat that Ethereum did make it happen. So I'm not saying that's an easy thing, but I think that would probably be the long-term solution, is eventually a change will be made. And exactly what iOS code is saying here. It'll just become, if it ever gets to the point where it's a problem, it'll be a necessity, and the people who are the holders at the time will either recognize it or not. And hopefully they recognize it. And that's basically how that's going to work, in my opinion. Last question, which I actually really kind of got heated up over, not actually mad, but it got my blood going, it got me excited to argue, which is actually not that hard to do now that I think about it. But it was, should we be able to burn heroes that have stones I'm sorry. Wait. Wait, there you go. Okay. Should we be able to burn the stones, the heroes that have stones with them, and recover the stones? And so I have a pretty strong opinion that the answer is no. We should not be able to do that. I think the price of the stones would plummet significantly if we were to do that. And because it's the scarcity and the fact that they're used up, like items in the real world when they're used. If people got to buy something and then they just had it forever, there would be no reason to buy that thing again. It's the fact that it's consumable that makes it valuable. And my opinion is you should not think of that stone as inside the hero. That stone was offered to Gaia. It no longer exists. It's gone. I know seeing it on the cards makes it feel tantalizing and close and right there at the edge of your fingers, but it's not. It wasn't infused into the hero like an Iron Man core. That stone has become one with the Force, and you've got to let it go, just like Star Wars fans were forced to let go of Luke Skywalker in Episode 8. Rant is now over, and that also concludes the questions from Stycks for this week. So hopefully Stycks asks some insightful questions next week as well. Otherwise, my content may dry up. I may have to go to questions from a potato, such as, are you going to boil me? Is a big one. No, dropping lore in my argument makes it stronger. Whoa, spoiler. Hey, I never said how they had to let go of him. Yeah. But it's all right. If you haven't watched Star Wars yet, I assume you're not a fan. My wife hasn't watched episode 9 yet, even though to seduce me, she did claim to be a fan. So think on that. Think on that. Please continue Star Wars rant, because I feel like we have some similar feelings. Hee hee. Well, that wasn't a Star Wars rant. It was a rant about stones. And wow, that is not how I read your voice. I don't know why I did that voice right there. That was out of the blue. But yeah, I could rant about Star Wars all day, but I probably have some weird opinions here. So I like Kylo Ren. There's a lot of things about him that I don't like, but just in general, I like that character arc. And that one tends to, alienate a lot of people who dislike the sequels. I think episode 8 was just not great at all. I saw what you were trying to do is the best I can really say about episode 8. More DFK analogies to Star Wars. Now that is probably better. I'd have to put more thought into that one though. You know how long it took me to come up with that one with the Force comment? Not very long, but I had to write it down. Otherwise I would have forgotten it. Yeah, I was pretty heated when Stycks texted me. I made this whole intro into my agenda about it. And I was like, I wrote that entire thing verbatim. Can we talk about how the best new Star Wars movies were all the spinoffs? You are certainly allowed to talk about that, yes. So which season, Maddie? Are you referring to season 1? I would accept this on season 5 through 7, but not 1. 1 is... one is definitely children's TV. Anywho, no more Star Wars stuff. Yeah, final season is good. I agree with you there. But going back to the regularly scheduled content, which was, I got through, most of it. I'm questions from Stycks. What do I have after that? Broader ecosystem updates. Yeah, so we're winding down here. So Dragons Crossing Dragonpaper came out. It looked pretty exciting. They're emphasizing the winners and losers aspect of the game pretty heavily in their marketing, and I think it reflects that they're trying to emphasize that you're not gonna make money necessarily because some people have to lose and will not. Not everyone will succeed in the way they have a vision for it. Excuse me. I want to give a shout out to the hero builder highlight of this week, which is Sir Starbuck of the Mythic Squad. Guy's been absolutely destroying it, both summoning on the heroes and my feelings. He's destroyed all of those because I just watch him send me these screenshots in the Mythic Squad chats and the Discord about all of his summons. And he is just absurd on fire recently. And I know he's put a lot of effort into it. It's like not luck, but just watching it happen and watching the payoff happen this moment is very nice. So highlighting him this week with a shout out. One thought that I had when I was, driving late at night was, what if MetaMask launched a game, made their wallet into a game launcher, right? That would maybe be one of the best onboarding tools for degens. Like turning Web 2 people into Web 3 users is if MetaMask like restructured the way things were organized, or maybe launched a totally separate app that was built just for this, and it was like a game launcher tied to a wallet, and then I guess then they have to go through the problem of like editorializing and picking games that are showed. But I don't know. I just thought that Coinbase wallet is already like that. It's super. Oh. Well, that is something that I'm happy you shared. I have the Coinbase wallet set up. I just haven't used it in a long time out of habit. So if you're telling me it's already like that, I might make the switch. That's pretty cool. That's good to know. I'm glad I brought this up. Thank you for, this is one of the things I love. I love being told I was wrong, or that there's a better idea, or it's already happening. I love all of those things because then I get to go read stuff. And so cool. I'm going to go check out Coinbase wallet. That's awesome. It sounds like Sky Mavis. The reason this popped into my head, I remember now, I was listening to that like a stream or a Twitter Spaces that involved Sky Mavis, and they were they're the Axie Infinity devs, and they were talking about how they're designing Ronin to be the ultimate game launcher. And I was just wondering, not like thinking it's a bad idea. I was just wondering, do they need a whole chain for that, or could something like just a wallet do it? So if Coinbase has a good setup for that, I'm very interested in checking it out. And I know you mean their wallet app. The iOS code is, of course, referring to Coinbase's wallet app, not their trading exchange app. The last real thing I have on all of my ecosystem updates are all actually really like shysty and boring. I have crypto Twitter accounts that I like. I have a critique that I actually don't believe about giveaways. And then I have discussion of the halving tracker on Bitcoin. Do any of those things sound interesting? I don't know. I don't think so. Now that I'm looking at them from this angle, but I would like to do a summon of some kind. I haven't picked out a pair yet, this is always a bad idea to do on stream. I feel like when I watch other people do it. Oh, Brave Wallet's giving me shit. If you stop streaming, I'll have to start adulting. Don't stop. All right. Well, so I'm gonna highlight some crypto Twitter accounts that I like, so you can get a feel for my interests and know whether or not you want to follow me and listen to my ideas. Stop screen, present. Yeah, share screen, different screen. I want this one, share. So, this is one of my favorite crypto Twitter accounts because it combines honest intellectual critique with max level shit posting. And it's a combination that I think, a lot of millennial Twitter activists, or not activists, that's the wrong word completely, but like active Twitter users on crypto Twitter who's trying to be funny and shit. This guy kind of embodies it. I have no idea, even if it's a guy, no idea anything about this person, but I love their content. It ranges from like hentai jokes, which I'm like not really here for normally, but he does it when you hear him explain it, it's like, God, that's some funny shit. But then he also says very, very pro crypto values things about self-custody, about, the issues with centralized custodians, big banks, big surveillance. And he does it in a way that is through the medium of a shit post. So that is number one on my list, is Degen Spartan. Number two on my list of must follows, which I actually may not follow from my stycksintern account. Yeah, boom, changing that immediately. I may or may not have another Twitter account where I comment on lots of these posts. But Zach XBT is another recommended follow. This dude, as he says there, couldn't say it any better, is an on-chain sleuth. I've read Department of Justice criminal complaints that basically cite Zach XBT threads as like their main evidentiary support. And so I just think this guy has proven a reputation as long as I've been in this space, which is not very long, only like 2 years now, pretty much. I'm like right at the 2-year mark, basically, from the time I first bought into crypto. And every time I've seen him post about something, it's confirmed within weeks that like everything he said was totally true. And other people traced the funds that he said were being moved through the wallets in these ways, and they found the guy who they wanted to find because of this one post that he found on the Zach XBT thread where he'd already done all the work for these kind of police departments. So I'd really just high value follow. You can get like he does have really harsh critiques sometimes of like things that people may like, and if he does ever have a harsh critique of something that you're really into, he's one of the few people on crypto Twitter who I'd say you should probably maybe reevaluate that thing you're into. Maybe that's not 100% hit rate, but like worth at least thinking about it. Can I drop links on YT? Sure, I guess I can. There's Zach XBT. Let me know if that shows up as a link. It doesn't on my end, FYI. I don't know. I'm using StreamYard for the first time this week because I had the Grady guest. Oh yeah, dude, this was just happening to me. It's super annoying. I don't know what's up with that. Like, it's very Apple of them. Am I right? Brave try. So basically, what iOS code is talking about here, for anyone unfamiliar, is the Brave now. Whenever I click Connect Wallet on any app through Brave, it like just goes to a different page telling me to sign up for a Brave wallet that I don't have, and it doesn't open MetaMask. And I don't know. I feel like the only issue I have is when like I'm already signed in on my MetaMask and the website just defaults to Brave and won't even try anymore, which I don't get how they do that. It annoys the shit out of me though. Really quick, I'll go back to DGen. These guys would all laugh and tell me I was a fucking idiot, by the way, if they what is the word I'm looking for? If they knew people were shilling their accounts, because they're like, what? They would be like, why? Yeah. Then who else did I have down? I had 2 more people. Ooh, bailed my notes. Did I? Bailed my notes document for a DeFi Kingdoms window. That was my issue. Blew it. DeFi Kingdoms, though. It's good stuff. Oh, yeah. All right. The last 2 are good. Well worth it. So, Chris Berniski. This is good because I will make sure that I follow them from this account as well. So yeah, this guy is just a big thinker on crypto. If you think like he has just wild thoughts years before other people do, and he kind of wrote the book on called Crypto Assets, which defined how a lot of people think about tokens right now, and or it really shaped token thought. It might be a little dated now, but I would be looking out for an update to that, certainly. And he is a more mild version of the shit posting, no hentai like DJ Spartan, but it's kind of the same vibes of like big brain takes combined with shit posting every once in a while. But with DGen, it's definitely like shit posting 90%, big brain takes 10%. So it's all about your filter settings wherever you want to have them. I just show all the options I enjoy. So this is Chris Berniski. I'll drop him. That's really useful iOS code. I appreciate that. That's good to know. I think my problem here was that I was using a different window because I had my notes in a different window. And I had like everything set up perfect before. Blew that. The last person I had was Inverse Bra. If no one following Inverse Bra, you're just missing out on funny stuff. This is like one of the core units of crypto Twitter culture is this little shit. And so highly recommend people follow him. It'll be a while before you really like get what's going on, if you ever do. I'm not sure I do, but it's all about, he's a Wasi. Wasis are these mythical creatures that were created by crypto Twitter during one of the bear markets as an idea. They live in your fridge. They die after 14 days, and then they respawn in your fridge. So, Inverse Bra dies all the time, kind of like Kenny from South Park. And you'll see lots of memes of people slaughtering Inverse Bra, and he'll say he's sad, but he loves it, all that stuff. And yeah, I highly recommend it. He also, his shtick is that, which like I'm really disappointed. It's taking so long to find an example. He must have been like on a political bender lately, or these charts. Not liking it. We're not liking it. Wow, too many charts. I'm sad. This is a bad example. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. This is the right inverse, bro. Maybe it's replies. Media? No. Well, anyway, people normally tag him on like funny burns and stuff on crypto Twitter, and he'll like repost the screenshot of it. No, there's no examples there. So I'm not going to link you his thing because I'm disappointed in inverse bra. Not like really, if like in the off chance the guy ever watches it. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to solo dolo. Stop screen. What else did I have on my little agenda here? So yeah, what do you guys think about Dragon's Cross and giving away Rift Hero shards? Do you think that dilutes profits for Genesis token holders? Yeah. This is my unserious giveaways argument that I considered not including, and now that I've done it, I understand why I was considering not including it. Yeah, I don't know. Did I miss anything up top? I don't think I did. I think Grady and I covered it really well. I'm sorry, Sarge, but I think I'm gonna have to call it. Really like the Outposts idea. I think that's great. Love the idea of the taunt, path to onboarding. I think get a couple of decent heroes. Don't worry about the best at first. Start figuring out the game. Start questing. Start playing those aspects, and yeah, keep playing the combat testing ground as they release new patches, because as things could change quite dramatically. And okay, Wowie. Well, I actually don't think that's an interesting take. I assume there you're referring to my Dragon's Crossing thing, and like, I think if they gave away a shitload, it would be. But if they're giving away less than 100, I think that there's that if the game doesn't even make it to 100 people who are willing to buy 100 of them, like, would it? I don't know. Are you really losing out on anything from the fact that they didn't let you sell them? I don't know. I don't think so. I thought about it and I was like, oh man, some people are going to argue this. I wonder if Sandwich has thought about this one. And then I'm like, I hate myself because now I have to ask. But yeah, I don't think it would dilute really in any meaningful way unless they did it in significant amounts. And I have here in my notes, it literally says Dragon's Crossing giving away summoning shards dilutes income for Genesis holders. I don't actually believe this, but it's an argument that could be made. That is thoughts on effect resistance now that we have even more debuffs added to the pool. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pull up. Oh, did I highlight the WoW-E thing? I meant to present this too. Boom. Oh, WoW-E. This dude WoW-E is dropping a good thread every week in addition to his Monday night usually-ish streams, and really like it. This was very helpful to me this week because I half listened, and half listening is sometimes awesome and sometimes really bad because you think you got everything and you actually just missed everything that was important, which is what happened to me this week. So that, and then the reason I was coming to WoW-E's Twitter and was reminded of that is I'm looking for an easy, just a quick refresher on, is it still like, is that a specific thing? Yeah. Or are you just saying generally effect resistance? Okay. The quotes threw me. I thought it was maybe one of these things. But yeah, I do think effect resistance, like the more general it is going to be awesome. I think that's been hinted pretty heavily with ever since the Workhorse started saying always bring a cleanse. That's, and Maddie, you actually bring up a really good point. Let's put that right there. And now it is right here. Oh, you can't see my bookmarks. It doesn't show them. Oh, that's sad. Wait. Oh, well, I have it bookmarked now, Maddie. Thanks to you. But yeah, I do think effect resistance is going to be pretty good, especially the more generalized it is. My response there. I like this Q&A round. This is cool. I just got to get a graphic for the background for eye candy while this is happening. Oh, and it's also stuck on this screen. It didn't follow me over. Oh, we're learning. Cool. So yeah. Oh, Stycks arrives. Stycks, do you have any questions? Do you want to come in? Do you want to join and hop on the stream? Stycks, I am amazed that you are here, my man. I have a link ready to send you if you want it. Let me know. The people had questions for you. Zabu had a question for Stycks that he wants an answer on. So I actually think you got to join. Yeah. Oh, no, he's probably still at dinner. Probably doing wife things. All right. I'm going to let him slide. So yeah, any thoughts, feedback on the stream? I really appreciate it. Shouts out to DFK Helper. Shouts out to DFK Fight Club. Wowie, Cujo, Mythic Squad, Skiller, my man on the graphics, ALP with the summons. No, Stycks can join. So screw that whole sign off. We're going back in. Yeah, DM inbound on the Twitter. Stycks. Oh, I wasn't looking at Twitter. I didn't see that you sent that. I'm sorry. Boom. So we are bringing my boss Stycks up here, ladies and gentlemen, and he is a font of wisdom and degen prowess in the summoning pit. I am so excited to have proof that we are different. Oh, that's another good thing to highlight. Yeah. Bogside and ALP. There was like a really long list, but I did catch that Bogside and ALP were both among the list to be added to the castle builders page. I don't remember which of the NPCs is for content creators, but congratulations to you guys on that.
What's up?
Stycks, my man. How are you?
Good. Just got back from dinner.
Stycks, Zabu has a question for you. He wants to know, why are you selling all your 2-star pets, and can you sell him more foragers?
Yes. They're on the market. I'm only keeping rare 4 stars.
And why are you doing
smart
that?
Or not. Because I don't plan on having... I don't have any good reason for it other than...
No, this is good. Yeah, so, these rares, you're selling the 3 stars. Have you summoned, how many eggs have you hatched, do you know?
Hatched? Like 600 plus.
Yeah, so, Zabu, I think right there, that's the answer. It's just, so you got to clear the inventory at some point of like excess. It's just wasted material. Someone else could put it to a better use and a better life. Exactly. Maybe a potato.
Is Zabu asking about the 2-star comments?
I'm not sure. I thought he was talking about rares. I'd have to scroll up pretty far to find it.
Yeah, because I'm keeping everything rare 4-star plus. So like rare 3 stars sold.
Okay.
And if they all sell and they sell for underpriced, then I'm fine and I'll go hatch more. I enjoy
all
hatching.
Right. Yeah. These are excellent responses. Zabu, I hope that was a satisfactory reply. How was dinner?
It was great. Thai eatery. Really, really good.
Very good stuff.
Penang curry is fantastic.
Love to hear it. You're coming in right as I was wrapping up.
Love it.
Do you have any topics you want to address with the community? You got to go back at 1.5x speed, watch Questions with Stycks. That segment is kick ass.
I'll see it tomorrow morning, probably.
Yeah.
I'll watch through it.
Good. It's definitely content for the listeners. There's not a lot going on screen that whole time. I realized I might have to mix that up for next time.
Okay. Yeah. Did Grady come on?
Grady did come on. Yeah, he came on for a long bit, and then he went and jumped into the ADFK stream and is on with them right now. They're doing a big giveaway together. So he's just, packing his calendar full and jumping around. It was good though.
Nice.
Oh, So we have Ophisto here, who's Zabu was talking about 2-star profession quests.
Yeah, he's talking about. Well, let's see. He's probably talking about the 2-star foragers or 2-star fishers. I'm guessing.
Yeah, those are the options.
I think they're priced accordingly, so I'm not like overly upset if they're selling. But yeah, I listed a lot of them, so hopefully.
It sounds like foragers are selling. He said he needed some foragers, so maybe they sold.
Yeah, I'll go look. Let's link up, Zabu.
Yeah. All right. And what's this?
Cool.
What is this you're talking about? What did you say? Getting the stones back at some point recently?
Get off. I told you to take.
No. It's not ridiculous. I've heard a lot of people in the community like say things like that, so I thought it was important to kind of just address it. But you see, I don't always listen to my boss. He did, in fact, tell me to take it off of this stream. But he does review it before I go, you see here? So we know he's the boss. That's how it works.
Yeah. Sounds good. It sounded good in my mind, but on paper it doesn't look good.
Yeah. It looks like, no use case, infinite use. Infinite use is no use case.
Got a lot of sages with greater mites on them, so that's essentially.
What if we spiced it up? What if you had to burn like 5 of them and to get 1 back?
I'd probably consider it.
I believe you would. I believe a lot of people would, even outside of Mythic Squad.
Yeah. All right, I gotta run.
Thanks for coming on though. Really appreciate it.
All right. See you guys.
And thank you to everyone else. Appreciate you taking the time. Went a half hour longer this time. Felt good. A little Grady action. Bringing guests on is fun. I like that. I'm going to do more of that. Next week, we're thinking Maddie Pesk. If it's tentative, though. It's pencil. It's not put in the paper yet. It's just in Notes app. What is my intern hiring criteria? Gander, you just flung that in there right on time. My intern hiring criteria are not too smart, frankly. Willing to work hard, but not too smart is the criteria that I assume I was hired based on. Yeah, that is what that I did properly address that question. Yeah, that's the criteria upon which I was hired. Cool. Guys, it's been fun. Stycksintern out for the evening. And I'm just going to let you listen to my intro clip again.